in one of the interviews with Katie he did live. I don't know where he was, but he was saying there was not that many skilled players besides Jordan back in the day. And then Magic Johnson took offense to it and said on some kind of news thing that he must have not followed him pretty much.
Well, Ant-Man was also a football player mostly and didn't watch the NBA as much
Yeah,
growing up.
when Katie is your GOAT, that means you probably didn't watch too much before him.
Yeah.
You know we stay swishing, 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 swishing. Rise up, stay swishing, 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 swishing. Willing every jumper with a flick of wrist. Never a doubt, a fear of miss. Anyone sleeping on my shots get fits. Cause every shot do nets, do rips. Cards, hearts, darts, rewards, smarts, sharks.
Welcome back, everyone. We took a little short break from videos. We ended up doing some live streams. I don't know if you guys caught it, but it's on the channel if you didn't. Some GeoGuessr streams, some album reviews.
Yeah, two of them. Episode 12 is here. We back.
So we ended off talking about the World Cup. I believe it was the beginning of it, maybe.
Yeah.
And it ended up being obviously USA won gold. The Embiid has won gold.
Yeah. Yeah, he was gold chasing as we mentioned, but he got it. The only shocking thing was the slow start from Curry and then back to his normal self, to me at least.
Yeah, they ended up after they won, they said they couldn't even celebrate because a couple of them got drug tested. and and
Who were
specific
they?
Ant-Man, Katie, and Curry.
Well, the last two was expected. Ant-Man. Um, why?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess he wanted to he wanted to
Maybe
make
it was maybe it was because the amount of talking he did.
I think it was his choice. He's like, can you test me too if Katie got tested? I want to be a part of it.
That was his favorite player, supposedly.
I also saw recently that in one of the interviews with Katie he did live, I don't know where he was, but he was saying there was not that many skilled players besides Jordan back in the day. And then Magic Johnson took offense to it and said on some kind of news thing that he must have not followed him pretty much.
Well, Ant-Man was also a football player mostly and didn't watch the NBA as much
Yeah,
growing up.
when Katie is your GOAT, that means you probably didn't watch too much before him.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is new?
So we also had the 2K release news. Not really, they didn't release yet, but they're about to.
No pun intended.
Pun intended. We
I'm
got
not gonna buy it.
well, I am. No free ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Not buying it either.
Are we talking the top 100 on there?
Um, well, there were some interesting decisions made from ratings wise. For the most part, it was understandable, but some questionable ones. Uh,
So we got to preface this by saying this is Sunday while we're recording. The top 10 list drops on Monday. So let's predict who's going to be number one.
um, if I who do I think's gonna be number one? Probably Luca.
All right. Well, I say Jokic, an actual MVP winner, um, three times to be exact. So Jokic.
I just think they're good projecting the next MVP, which is going to be Luca.
I don't know if that's how they go about their ratings,
But
but I also say that they're going to have the same rating. Jokic is going to be listed one.
I did read that Luca doesn't look in shape. I mean, he never really did, but apparently,
Yeah, I would say Jokic is going to be listed one because his defense is a little better. He's a little faster.
no, he's just going to be listed one because of politics, and everyone likes him. Besides
Who
Embiid
hates?
fans.
Yeah, who hates Luca though?
I mean, a lot of people say he's not a winning player because of how he plays. That's kind of hating him. They
Got to the
compared him,
NBA Finals, but he's not a winning player. Interesting.
well, before that, they said he's
All
not a
right,
winning
he's already
player.
proven that's wrong.
But anyway, there were some players I didn't agree with. Um, they had Zion kind of low. They had Ja Morant kind of low to my standards. I think they had Zion at 88 and Ja Morant was like a 90.
90. No complaints here.
You must have forgot about Ja Morant and
I didn't forget.
he once led his team to a one seed,
Okay.
and he was in MVP talks.
Okay.
I just think he's like at least on the Donovan Mitchell level. I think he was a
It's
92.
two ratings above.
Yeah, I'm not saying he should be a 97. I'm saying he should be higher. And Zion should be a 90.
You said a lot of was's, by the way, for Morant.
It wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't, not is or isn't.
Well, it has to be a reality when it happens.
All right, but they also have to take into account he missed a whole season, affecting his rating.
All right, eventually he's gonna get
Okay,
up there.
no free ads.
Um, what else? We kind of touched on the draft before we took that little hiatus. Um, I wanted to dive into who do we think is which organization is building the proper way, meaning a team that didn't really do too much damage playoff wise last year, but maybe they're on the come up.
So that takes the Thunder out because I would say that they're the best young team.
Yeah, we're not talking young team, we're talking someone who doesn't have expectations no, someone who has expectations to do a little bit more than they actually did last year.
What if I think the Thunder can make the finals?
They have expectations to be good. That's my point.
Do a little bit more than they did last year.
All right, but I said someone who didn't make
Non-playoffs. All right, just say non-playoff teams that you think has been built the correct way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right, who do you think?
I'm going with the Rockets for the simple fact that they have the balance of young and old. You don't have too much bad what's the word I'm looking for? Like bad mindsets, bad actions. Like you have the vets,
Oh, I got rebuttals. Go ahead.
you have the vets to kind of balance them out and help them.
With
Although,
vets.
what?
With vets.
You got Jeff Green, you got Fred VanVleet, you got Boban is still there, I believe. You got those
You're
vets.
talking Jeff Green and Boban Marjanovic. Really? In
Boban in the locker room.
2025?
Boban is very pleasant in the locker room. Good
We're,
vibes.
we're talking about building the right way though, but
They don't
who's
have to do anything besides cheer.
who's playing?
Red,
Not those guys.
Jeff Green might see some minutes.
Barring injuries. No.
I
Look at
mean,
down up and down their roster. They're not as bad as they used to be, but he's not
who,
getting
who did you
minutes.
have in mind team wise?
To me, I go more along the lines of the Trailblazers. Now, how I came about this, they have Ayton, correct?
Before you start, you think they can make the playoffs this year?
I'm saying who is building the correct way.
So you're not talking about who can make the playoffs.
Not exactly. I'm just saying who's building the right way.
All right, well, I looked at it a different way. I looked at it as who has the pieces to do something this year and not too much future wise.
Yeah, but I think the Rockets are going to plateau, and the Trailblazers have a built team that could be even better eventually than the Rockets. Now, the way I went about this, they have this guy named Ayton, correct?
Yeah,
He's a young guy. He's had playoff success, correct?
I don't know if I'd call him young.
Correct. He's young, under 30.
That's young.
Yeah, it's young, under 30. All
That's
right, right.
interesting.
So that's one. We also got this one named Anthony Simons.
Yeah,
You got the mystery man himself, Mr. Sharp, Shaden Sharp.
I mean they do have those role players that
They have
like
Malcolm Brogdon as a vet who
Robert
actually gets
Williams,
minutes.
Brogdon have been to the playoffs, but like
Jeremy Grant,
were they
playoffs.
were they really a main piece of their team?
Not the point. I'm saying they're building the right way. The main pieces are Simons, Ayton, Sharp.
Not Scoot. You didn't even mention Scoot.
Well, now about the along the lines of talking about a guy, I mean he certainly has some years to maybe develop, but right now, I don't see him as a starter even.
He's gonna start though.
Simons
He's a two.
could play the one.
No, he's a shot creator.
Yeah, he could play the one. It's modern.
You're too used to the Knicks mindset of having a scoring point guard instead of a facilitating point guard.
No comment. Max, sorry.
Anyways, speaking of building the right way, what do you think? Well, we touched on this in previous episodes or episode, but what do you think about Chris Paul joining the Spurs?
What about it?
Is he going to be the main starter, or is it going to be a split, or is it going to be Castle?
I don't think we have the answer to that yet. It depends on training
Projecting.
camp.
We're projecting.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it depends if you're asking my honest opinion, because I don't have an answer. It could be either. It depends on Stephen Castle's performance in training camp.
Why did you just call him?
Stephen Castle.
You said Stephen Castle.
Maybe I was alluding to someone calling Curry Stephen one time.
Stephen.
I forgot who did that, but that's been in the past. All right, so Castle has an opportunity to at least earn the job, in my opinion.
Which he won't do.
Why do you say that? Do you think Chris Paul's a bona fide starter in the modern NBA?
On that team he is.
But how do we know? Because Castle's never played a game.
Because he has that connection with Wemby. You don't think they've been working on it already?
So why can't Castle do it?
Because he doesn't have experience. He doesn't have the knowledge that Chris Paul has.
No, but he has the youth and the speed and maybe a little better shooting.
I mean, Luka doesn't have a lot of speed. He just has IQ.
Luka's
You
young.
have, if you have IQ,
Luka's young. He's a
okay,
better scorer.
we don't need Chris Paul to score.
That's my point, though. They do.
I mean, in all reality, they could technically have them together on the floor like at the same time.
What about
Because
Vassell?
Sel could play the three.
What about Sochan?
He's a four.
I'd say he's a 3, but all right.
Sochan is it's Sohan, by the way.
It's
Jeremy
Sochan.
Sohan
It's spelled Sochan.
can play the four.
Akachua.
Um, I don't know if you had any other topics you wanted to bring up. Um,
Um, well, certainly if you want to talk about like what's been happening with the what else has been going on? Isn't there a certain draft coming up tonight?
oh yeah, we have our NFL fantasy draft happening later on Sunday, which is today. Um,
We know it's non-basketball related.
everyone, every sports fan, well, mostly should like ESPN fantasy football. I mean, I feel like a lot of
No
people.
free ads. Fantasy football, yeah, I think everyone plays fantasy football. That's in the NBA, maybe. Well, certainly most do. I would say that I am elite. Josh Allen's my pick.
You're elite at what?
Selecting Josh Allen in the first round, unless someone snipes him in the first.
You go do that, and I'll get Tyreek Hill again.
Gladly.
Tyreek.
The only way Josh Allen's not my first pick is if I have like, snake draft, you have the last and the first pick.
Are you going to be going into depth of researching the rookies that could be doing something this year?
Caleb Williams.
Is that just the only rookie you care about right now?
It's the only rookie that matters.
I mean, you see it every year, these rookies put
No,
up.
I also say the guy that Giants got at receiver. Neighbors.
Oh, yeah. What do you go, fourth?
No. I think it was 6 the Giants have. Or 8th. But he's one of the top receivers. They actually compare him to Tyreek Hill.
So we're saying all this to say that possibly in the future we might cover our ESPN basketball league. And if the viewers want to be part of this league, just let us know in the comments. We'll try to reach out to you. Maybe we use Discord, so maybe we'll reach out to you that way and we could just create a YouTube type league and like keep up with it, do weekly reviews,
Call-in shows.
possibly that if we get the right amount of viewership. The only way we're going to be doing that is if you guys share the pod,
Like and support.
Yep. So I think that'd be a fun idea to do with the community and see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm also top 3 every year in that.
Yeah, you're just the best at everything. Anyway,
I didn't say the best, I said top 3. Elite.
if anyone has a way to watch Tel Aviv games, let me know in the comments.
I've been watching on IG.
I mean, I'm talking live. Like if anyone has someone someone in that country.
Any of our Jewish fans, supporters in Israel, don't hesitate.
Should we do something different in this episode?
What's different?
We don't have any sponsors, but can we just call it the top 5?
That seems like a copy to me.
I'm just talking rankings. Can we rank the top 5 most feminine NBA players?
Relax. No, I don't want to offend any players too much.
Why not? You already did it
When did I do that?
off air.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so, but it would come off a little biased, do you think?
I mean, there's other players you could talk about.
I mean, I think two on a certain team.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
Speaking on feminine though, my next thing I wanted to discuss with you, do you know who her is?
how do you spell that?
Who's her?
How do you spell her?
Her?
Oh, so you're talking about Caitlin Clark. I
I
thought
don't
there
know.
was someone named her, like
Yeah, there is.
HURR.
There's an artist named her, but um, yeah. I mean, if we're talking about like basketball related news, Caitlin Clark has a chance of winning a title her rookie season.
Hmm.
She's been on fire, and the way I'm bringing this up to tie it back to us here, do you think she could beat Stephen Curry in a 3-point shootout in the All-Star break if they do it?
Well, obviously there's a chance.
Do you think she can?
I mean, they're both elite shooters. You never know who has an off night, who
I'm picking
doesn't.
Caitlin Clark.
Okay, that's
She's
pretty
her.
false. I mean, Steph could also just let her win just for the viewership.
Yeah, I don't
But,
know about that. But I also say Sabrina Ionesco is another her.
speaking of, I'm kind of tying everything together at this point. Do you think one day the WNBA will have a fantasy, like a relevant fantasy draft type thing?
Maybe. No, speaking on that, do you think the NBA would ever adopt the FIBA rules? And what that means to me is allow the players to hit the ball off the rim and also no 3-second calls.
Um, I mean, I feel like I don't think that's the NBA style.
No, but
Curry's pushing for a 4 point line.
understood. But what I'm coming about that is how the style of play is more fluid. People seem to enjoy that across the world. I would say like having the ability to pack the paint makes it a little more interesting on defense.
Do you think defense will be more relevant and there'll be more passing plays?
Yeah, I think it can help the game. I enjoy that style of play more than the modern.
Hmm, that's it's definitely possible. I mean, it's not a terrible rule. Like, I don't think anyone would rule it out right away. I mean, they're probably discussing it.
Yeah, and in case you people don't know, that would be like the commissioner and the owners to make that rule change.
And the players. You can't
No,
forget
the
about the
players don't
players.
really have any say in that. They don't make the decisions, they just follow that, mind you. That's my mind you of the week, by the way. One day the NBA will adopt the FIBA play style.
Hmm. So to pretty much wrap everything up,
So
her,
yeah,
her,
yeah, I mean the main story of today was Caitlin Clark is her, but also Sabrina Ionescu is her as well. Check the Liberties record, by the way. So we're gonna end this off with a beautiful song by the one and only Truly Yours, Mr. Mars, aka Release, aka Mario. Ready?
everyone's waiting.
She is her, and he is him. Caitlin Clark, Ionesco, and Jalen Brunson.
Oh my God.
New York is back on top, the tippy top like Sinatra. He's taking it back to the top and never flops.
Only in NBA games.
He is him and she is her. Jalen Brunson and Sabrina Ionesco. New York is back. New
Classic New
York is
York fan.
back.
Can't go an episode without talking about New York.
Back. He never flops to the tippy top. What do you got to say to that, Mr. Fillet? He's gonna fillet.
You know what I gotta say to that? Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Like and subscribe. Comment below as well for